Welcome back. Today we're gonna be talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. The wait is finally done and we can embark on a new journey in the Wild West. This time we take a role of Arthur Morgan, a member of the Van der Linde gang. You maybe do remember that John Marston from the previous game was also a member of the same gang. Now Red Dead 2 is actually set before the first Redemption game and actually gives you a bigger insight on what happened before everything. I'm not going to go and share any spoilers though, the video might contain some minor ones, but everything is from the start of the game, so nothing special is revealed. Now the game itself is phenomenal. I was following the development a bit, but generally I wanted to be surprised, and I was. The level of detail in the game is just wow. How they managed to breathe the fresh air into all of this is beyond anything I've recently played, and it's something I expected from a AAA title and Rockstar in general. Now this is not just GTA with cowboys, this is a really good representation of those times with insane details, story, characters, voice actors, gameplay elements. I mean, there is so many things you can do here that amaze me every single day. One example is that you can take a cup of coffee and walk and drink it at the same time, while interacting with other people. I know this is just a minor and small detail, but there are still so many more to discover, and just having these small ones is amazing. I'm also going to break this video into different segments. You also have timestamps that you can consult with if you only want to watch one part of the review. You're welcome, let's begin. First thing we're gonna talk about is the story and the missions. In the past, Rockstar had some crazy missions, some crazy stories that stick even years after you play the game. I mean, I followed that damn train so many times I still have nightmares about it. And the story doesn't fall short. From the first moment of the game you meet some of the main characters you will interact with, and from that point onwards the game just sucks you in. I will talk about the graphics later, but oh my god, it looks so good, and the reason why you immerse yourself into that story with those characters is because of those graphics and the setting around you. The story takes place at the end of the century, it's 1899, and the end of the Wild West era has begun. During those times you had the government send agents to stop the outlaws and establish peace and the rule of law. Before that, it wasn't called the Wild West for no reason, since America was a new land. It took a while to tame everyone and start building actual government with rules and regulations. But you know that from the previous game, when the rule of law was a lot stronger than it is in this game. Because here in this game, the rule of law just started getting traction, and after a robbery goes wrong in a town called Blackwater, you and your gang are forced to flee. You have federal agents behind your back, you have bounty hunters just waiting to cut your head off, but you're lucky since people don't know who is Arthur Morgan in all of the parts of the country, and even though some parts of the map will be, dead or alive, other parts from the beginning is generally okay. Now Rockstar did a great job on pacing the story, it flows well, and throughout the game you will have some crazy moments. Missions are interesting, I didn't find them dull or generic. Even through the missions you get to know the people around you and basically the people in your gang, and even though you are technically a bad guy running from the law, Rockstar does a great job of making them human. Not all outlaws are the same, and that is what you see at the beginning of the game. But don't fool yourself, you are still an outlaw bandit and you do bandit stuff. Arthur can be kind and brutal depending on the situation and your decisions. You have control of the most stuff he does. He will put you into situations where you have to decide, what do I do now? What kind of bandit do I want to be? And the story lets you choose, so the outcome of the game is entirely up to you and your decisions. And I'm happy that Arthur is not some blank dude following an order. The man has his own ideals and views, so you have to balance that with the ideals of the gang. He has his own opinion, and generally majority of the characters inside the gang feel and look like different people, and that's what makes them almost real. During one mission, a certain character says, "Do you really think you are different than the rest?" And some of those characters really try to explain how it makes them different from the other outlaws and gangs. The self-reflection of every character is present, and it sounds crazy, but they feel like living people. Arthur is fun and really well done as a main character. Having someone who is not so young, but actually someone who went through a lot is great, and as you play you will notice those small details. And Rockstar micromanaged every single mission, from the biggest to the smallest errand you run. Anything can happen as you do stuff, and since the writing is really good, it's smart, it doesn't take you for an idiot, it's deep yet easy to understand. And as I said, I expected nothing less from this company. When it comes to gameplay elements, there's so many things you can do. The number of small movements and details is still insane. When it comes to the sequel, you have a huge open world to explore, doing missions for the different people in a style that you can always do in games made by Rockstar. Well, something that you can find in GTA, for example, how you approach someone, how the mission begins. It's kinda same like that, but again, everything, the transitioning from like mission to not being in a mission is very fluid, and I really like it. Missions are fun, as I said, and they differ from small errands you run for the camp, like getting food, donating money or valuable stuff, to just doing things that people might ask you to do. All of the stuff to full-fledged missions that involve shooting or tracking, which you can do by activating Deadeye, that helps you kill stuff or even track animals, since animals leave a trail that you can follow, so it makes hunting more detailed and, in my opinion, more fun, because you have to think about all those things as you are stalking the prey, especially if that prey is going to, well, eat you alive. After that, you can skin the animal, take a carcass with you into a town to sell, or give them to your camp, because you have to provide. For some people, there might be too many gameplay elements to follow and pay attention to, so it depends from gamer to gamer. I don't have problems with it, since I get strong immersion from doing those things, and they are logical in a way. I know that providing for a camp can be a bit dull and boring because you have to do it every now and then, but it just gives you more options to make money from, and by providing skins to different people, you unlock and are able to craft different items or upgrade the stuff you have. The gameplay is very dynamic. You, for example, focus on someone by pressing L2, and then you can either greet them or rob them. If someone sees you, they will either shoot back or yell for help. Then it's up to you to either stop them or threaten them or kill them. And that's what I said, it makes sense to do those things. That is actually something that gives you more freedom, and is something you would do if you were an outlaw in the Wild West. So they really try to bring you that time period, so you actually have a feeling like you are a part of that world. You have to eat, you have to drink, you have to replenish your stamina, your health. So everything you do, you can do while sitting on a horse, while preparing a camp. It's all fluid, it all makes sense, and that's a very, like, one of the strongest points of the game. There is an option to shave, to change your haircut, to even wash yourself and your horse, because people will react to you in different ways as you present yourself to the town people, to the townsfolk. So your style and how you look and smell will determine what people think about you. You have something of a reputation meter that determines who you are, and if you are someone who causes a lot of trouble and people know about it, they will respond to you in a different way. But if you help them and you are nice, you might even unlock some extra things from various people and places, and will generally look at you in a different way. Although if you want to do some bad things, you can always put on a mask. You have a wide selection of weapons and clothing you can either buy or find as you play throughout the game. You have to clean your weapon if you don't want it to jam. You can upgrade that weapon to be more precise or powerful, add different engravings, and really personalize your character to look as you want him to look, again in the spirit of the Wild West. Shooting feels satisfying, it doesn't take much to take someone down, same goes for you. Enemies do react when they get shot to some really nice extent, and makes the game feel realistic and fun at the same time. When you get shot, your clothes can be full of blood. If someone hits you in the face, you have bruises. So the details are impeccable. Walking feels really nice, although horse riding can be annoying sometimes. Not always, but sometimes you will leave your horse to rest and it will start glitching, but not to the point where it breaks the game. Again, all of those problems are minor and will not distract you as you play. NPCs are doing their normal jobs as the day goes on. They have their own cycles, so they feel like real people, not just some robots, and will react to you if you follow them or threaten them. During the missions, you can instruct your colleagues to do what you say to them. They can attack first or attack in stealth, or you can attack first and leave them behind to cover you. It really depends on your actions. Stealth is included, so if you want to jump your enemy, it's up to you. You can also set up your own camp when you want to sleep, cook food, and make items. It's generally beautiful if you are in the middle of nowhere and you just look at the night sky, and that's the immersion I love here because the sounds are really well done. I'm going to talk about them later, but it's so well done when you're going through the forest and you just hear like the animals, the wind, everything is so well done. It's easy for you to immerse yourself. And the game gives you so many things to play with, to roleplay, to do activities that you would do if you were in that time, like hunt for animals or even people by taking on bounties. So the number of things you can do is insane. It's up to you to decide what and how you do it. Think out of the box and the game will reward you.
Run into anybody else? I reckon we're the only ones crazy enough to be out in this, Morgan.
Yeah, well, don't talk to me about crazy.
Oh, so no, glad you're all right. I was worried, Micah. Look, it's all gonna work out, Morgan. We lost a few folks, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
I already said at the beginning how much I love the graphics in the game. Everything is detailed, everything makes sense, and the world design where they utilize the engine to the fullest is insane. The things you can see in a distance and the different landscapes you encounter is just wow. So far the game is running smoothly, although it can lag sometimes if you enter a town and there are many objects around you, so those FPS drops do happen. At least on my basic PlayStation 4. Keep in mind I don't have PlayStation 4 Pro, which does run the game better than the stock version obviously, but even with all of this, it's a bliss to play the game. Loading is acceptable, it happens as you start the game, so it won't interrupt you as you play. So on the polishing side, they did a great job for a game this big. Night and day cycle is present with beautiful weather elements from dusk till dawn. Mornings can be really beautiful with fog rolling in, sun going through the leaves, etc, etc. I mean, I can go on forever about the graphics, since to everyone that I've showed the game, they were like, damn, it looks like a movie. And I do agree, it has its own charm, and you don't come across a world like this every day in a video game. I also wanted to touch on the topic of music and sounds. Sound design is on a pristine level, the elements from the nature are really well done, the weather effects, the gunfire, everything here is something you can expect from a AAA title like this. There are no deviations in sounds, there are no glitches. I mean, I haven't experienced them. The game does have glitches sometimes, like yes, there are of course glitches in the game where you have characters sometimes falling like into the ground, but besides that, the sounds are just really well done, and there won't be a situation where the sounds or the music might be too loud or too low. It's just really well designed and directed. So I covered as much as I could without spoiling the game. Other things you just need to experience to fully appreciate. And this is where the game is really strong. It can surprise you every day with random encounters that might even cost your life if you are not careful. And I do see the human sacrifice here. I do see hundreds of people working their ass off to make this one of the best games of 2018. And this might be easily a strong contender for the game of the year. And not just that, but it has a big chance of winning. It's not every day you see a game like this, it's why it takes time to produce this. This is why Rockstar takes time with their games, because with every new release they have to up their game, and they definitely did it with Red Dead Redemption 2, so I want to congratulate everyone that contributed to making the game, and I give this a solid 10 out of 10. It's a rare thing for me to say, but giving this 9 out of 10 for me is a crime. The game is available worldwide for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Hopefully this will come out for PC as well, and I strongly believe that after some time it will, don't you worry at all. They will not miss a chance to earn more money, and my idea is that the PC release is coming with the online mode, which is coming out next year. Even though they say that releasing first on consoles then on PC is not their tactic, I say bullshit to that, and the PC release needs to happen, so I'm sad that not all can experience this, because the last time I said that the money was well spent for a AAA title was believed for The Witcher 3 and God of War in the most recent of years. But this is all I have for today. Thank you for watching. This is LKM signing out. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button for more Red Dead Redemption 2, because I will be following this game insanely because I love it so much. Also visit me up on Twitter and join my Discord server if you want to continue a discussion there. Stay classy everyone, this was an actual review and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.